This is a week where it's, people are trying to manage their hopefulness. Because we'll have a lot of great bills that will move forward and many that will not move forward. And then next week is fiscal cutoff week. I've been really pleased. We've moved, I think, like 60-some bills off of the floor of the House already. They are focused very much on our priorities, and we have worked on the priorities in a pretty bipartisan way so far. Housing is going to be a really major focus for the House this year, and I think the Legislature. As will workforce issues. There's not a single area of workforce that you can talk about that doesn't have a shortage problem involved. There are lots of stories about why that is, but we just have to deal with the fact that I don't know how many baby boomers there are in the room, but it is about baby boomers retiring en masse, and we have known for 40 years that when that starts to happen, the next generation cannot fill every slot that a baby boomer leaves. And so we have to think about workforce in a much more creative and aggressive way than we've ever done before. And so I think that we'll be working on that a lot this session. Obviously, community safety issues are very important, and we're working on those a lot related to the Blake decision and other bills that we see out there. And then finally, I think for the House Democratic Caucus, protecting people's bodily autonomy, a woman's right to choose, the right for people to make decisions over their own bodies is going to be a fundamental piece of the work that we do this session. So those are our priorities, and we've already been able to move a number of bills in those topic areas forward, and you'll see more of them move out of committee this week, and then we won't start big floor action until week 8. So then we'll be in all-day floor action. So that's kind of, I think, is that, Roland, what you wanted to hear about?
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm J.T. Wilcox, House Republican leader. I've been doing this for 13 years now. Seems longer than that sometimes. And I was reflecting on that today because it's the 13th time that I've been here for the Day of Remembrance. And it seemed like a bigger deal this year to me. I went over and told Sharon that. I've always enjoyed what she had to say and the way that she says it. And I wanted our caucus to take this more seriously maybe than it happens sometimes. A lot of times when you have these speech days, you think that this is a good way to give a freshman legislator experience, and we did that with one. I thought Stephanie did a good job, but I also wanted a senior member of our caucus, especially someone who is an attorney, to do a reflective look at how this kind of thing is not just in the past and can happen again. And I think all of the speakers took that seriously. I really liked what Drew Stokesbury had to say, and if you're interested, I hope you go back. You know, those are 5 relatively long speeches, so it's an investment of time. But today, I think those are worth looking at and reflecting on a little bit, especially for all of us here, whose job it is to reflect and sometimes talk to the public about things that are difficult. A couple of things. I won't talk about elections because it's sort of a painful topic for me right now. But we had, I think, a very large silver lining inside the cloud, and that is I have a really, really good group of colleagues in the House Republican Caucus. This is the best caucus I've ever been a part of, and I hope that you reflect on the changes and get to know the new members that are representing large parts of Washington. And even though there was a net change of down 1 in the size of the caucus, we had 11 new members. And it's odd to me, I've never understood this, but the harder it feels to do politics, and the worse we feel about politics, I feel like the better people show up to do it. And I hope that we will reach a point where that can be evident to more people, because I just feel like we are honored by most of the people that come to this building to do the work. And unfortunately, most people can name the people that are least honorable. A very sad thing for all of us, I think. One of the things that has motivated me over the last few years is the sense that my job is not just about trying to get a few Republican bills or have policy agendas. I've learned that the process is very, very important to a minority. It can be a political minority, it can be any kind of minority, but the rules that we have in our state and our country are there to protect people that are not always powerful. And that's what the rules that we use inside the legislature are for. And one of my major jobs is to stand up for the rules that we have. I also think that something that's important for all of us is to recover the sense of serious mission and serious process that COVID cost us. I don't think that 2 years of legislating at a distance were a good thing for any of us. I don't mean that as a jab. I just think I'm reflecting on what it did to Republicans and Democrats and everybody that's engaged in this Capitol. And I have constantly talked with my caucus about it's time to make debates matter. We fall into the trap sometimes of a Republican minority caucus ranting and a Democratic majority caucus tuning them out. That doesn't serve anybody's purpose. I've come to believe that a political minority, regardless of which party, and the press have almost the same job. That is to make sure that the people of the state understand what's happening, but far more importantly, it is there to prevent, to the extent that you can, the bad things that happen if you have a single-party government. I don't think that's going to be here forever. My fondest hope is to help Lori understand what it feels like to be part of a political minority.
Well, JT, I've been one for my whole life, actually.
Yeah. That's why I was careful to say a political minority. Because we've had this conversation before, and I don't mean anything ill when I say that. Certainly not a criticism. But a continual, a continuation of the same party in power forever.